I'm here. I'm here, guys, and I literally just have no clue what to say. Last night for Raw, I literally spent most of the time sitting on my couch staring at my phone because I had Raw on in the background, but I was focused on other things. Other things as far as like moving forward in life, as I've been saying for a while. And in the midst of a crappy episode of Raw that I'm literally just going to recap because nothing got my attention at all on Raw last night. Nothing. But in the midst of all this, I applied for I request a tour, my first apartment tour, as I start to search for apartments. And what did I do? The first one I sent in a request for more information on ends up being a senior living place. So either I've gone that nuts, or that Raw just bored me that much that I literally apply for I literally put in for more information on an apartment at a senior living center. Even though it was not advertised like that at all. Oh gosh. Guys, what is going on? This is the Club with the Man 1993, and I'm not even giving this episode of Raw a grade at all. I didn't want to review this episode of Raw. I barely paid attention. I was not focused at all. Raw had no reason for me to stay focused. It had no reason to. So that's why I did other stuff while Raw happened last night. So I barely watched it. And where I saw the results, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. All I can do now is come up here and just recap what happened because my brain cells are like shot for you trying to figure out what they're trying to do with Raw. Are they purposely trying to make themselves look like idiots? Are they purposely just... Because now it's just ridiculous. Like, the Royal Rumble is 2 weeks away. What's there to be excited about? There is nobody on Raw, to me, that's a favorite to win the Royal Rumble match. Nobody. And the only other match going on for Raw at this point is Drew McIntyre and Goldberg. During Royal Rumble season, that's the best you can do? Asuka has no clear-cut direction at all to her being Raw Women's Champion, but now that Charlotte Flair's back, now we gotta see Lacey Evans. Dee dee, I got my blonde hair, I got my blue eyes, I got my big tits. Ric Flair, isn't that garbage of a mess? Randy Orton is wearing a mask. The Hurt Business is teasing a breakup now. This show was crap. It was absolute crap when I read the results. Needless I say, I could just delete Monday Night Raw out of my life, and nothing will be different. Nothing. So, I'm not even going to bother. What's up, JR, saying that Matt Hardy showed up on Impact Wrestling tonight. Yeah, I heard apparently Matt Hardy and Private Party crashed Impact Wrestling tonight. I think we're getting a match between the Good Brothers and Private Party for the Impact Tag Team Champions thing I saw. So, okay, cool stuff there. But, yeah, I'm literally just going to read off what happened on Raw. I'm just going through it. We open up the show with a promo from Randy Orton, whatever the heck his name is, wearing like some type of like a mask. It looked like a retribution mask or something like that. It was to cover up the burns on his face he had suffered from that fireball from Alexa Bliss last week. He basically addresses that how he's not been able to sleep. All you can see is that ball of fire, but then he's not blaming Alexa, but he's blaming the Fiend, and he promises to burn everyone at the Royal Rumble dreams to ashes. Destroying everyone's dreams in the Rumble match, as he was saying. But, of course, obviously, how much you want to bet Randy Orton is going to show up at the Royal Rumble match wearing that mask. He's going to. Because you all know, when Vince McMahon has the opportunity for a prop, he just laughs. And I'm sure he laughed, and he laughed, and he laughed, and he laughed at Randy Orton wearing that mask he wore last night. Because when I see props in WWE, I'm just like, oh, it's a Vince thing. We have the first actual match we have is Charlotte Flair and Peyton Royce. I guess Peyton Royce must have, not be getting that singles push because she dyed her hair purple and not blonde like Lacey Evans, who's now still, just fooling around with Ric Flair now. But it was enough as Charlotte still won, and that was a waste. And then I guess Matt Riddle was trashing on the Hurt Business, and Bobby Lashley stomped on Matt Riddle's foot, even though the camera apparently showed clearly that Lashley didn't even come close to Riddle's foot, and then Riddle sold it like an idiot. Then Xavier Woods is now the latest victim to be jobbing to Retribution as he loses to Mace. The only thing that apparently came out of this that kind of was like, okay, this could work, but now the best way to book Retribution is basically have everyone beat someone. Ricochet lost to every single member, and once that was done, they moved on to the next person. Xavier Woods loses to every single person. I'll bet you any money if Chad Gable was on Raw, then he'd be losing to every single person. So whoever's next, I don't know. But at least Mustafa Ali cut a promo and kind of makes sense as to why they'd be targeting Xavier Woods. And that's because he's holding a grudge against Kofi Kingston, who's out with a broken jaw, because Kofi took his spot in 2019, which is truth to it. See, another thing here of Ali, he's trying his best to make this work, and his promos have been great. He's cut some really good promos. Problem is Retribution has no way of backing them up. So Mace defeated Xavier Woods, and then Asuka went to Alexa Bliss's playground. Asuka came out. Alexa Bliss announced she's entering the Rumble match. Asuka is a big fan of Bliss and would find it an honor to defend the Raw Women's Championship against Bliss, but then Asuka annoys Bliss by dancing before Bliss discusses how these could have been different with the supported spirit of the Fiend, and Asuka flees the ring when Alexa Bliss's horse starts rocking or something like that, so that's whatever. Shayna Baszler then defeated Mandy Rose for the millionth time by submission. Her and Nia argue afterwards, and why are they still a team? Who the heck knows? Let me see here. What else do we have in the show? AJ Styles and Ricochet had a match, because Ricochet apparently has to earn his way into getting to the Rumble match. A lot of people do not. I heard there was apparently a couple good spots in this match. Also, like apparently, I guess I forgot. I think Ricochet countered like a phenomenal forearm into a recoil, and then I think Styles like smashed AJ. Styles smashed himself. That's how lost I feel about this episode. Styles smashed Ricochet onto the top ropes, and he fell right back into a Styles clash. I heard it was a good spot. AJ wins, so the point of it, I don't know. So that happened. Then what else we got here? We got a segment of the Dirt Sheet with Miz and Morrison. And was it bad? Correct! Because who showed up? They advertised that Goldberg was going to be showing up as a special guest on the Dirt Sheet. Instead, Gilbert showed up, and then Drew McIntyre's music hits, and we're all like, oh my goodness. Like, wow, Drew's here. He's supposed to be out again this week because of him testing positive last week. But no, some other weird little guy shows up as Drew McIntyre, and it was just cringe. A segment that the only person laughing in the background is Vince, and completely just making Miz and Morrison just look even more like idiots. So, Miz basically is going to be cashing Money in the Bank. Who cares? The Hurt Business then defeated Matt Riddle and the Lucha House Party, but the match consisted of Cedric Alexander continuing to kind of like be full of his ego and basically, not give Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley their spotlight. And Cedric and Shelton fought a lot throughout this match, so Lashley finally tagged himself at the end and said, yeah, enough of this, and he finished off Lince Dorado like that. I like the idea of having Cedric start getting a little bit more full of himself and whatnot, but I don't like the idea that they're already teasing a breakup of the Hurt Business. Like, it just got started. I mean, this past summer, it just got started. And it's gelling so well. The careers of Lashley and Benjamin have been reignited, and Cedric is finally getting a chance to shine. So, why do we gotta ruin this? Probably because it's too good. Bullcrap that. So, I like the idea of Cedric getting, like cocky and more full of himself, but again, to lead to a Hurt Business breakup, no, not yet. Riddle takes out Lashley, and again, and then, well, first we have Drew McIntyre posting an update saying that he will be at Raw next week. He's going to beat Goldberg at the Rumble. Then we have Jeff Hardy versus Jackson Ryker. And before that, we have when I said don't help me, I meant actually help me. Like some dumb segment with Jackson Ryker and Elias. And then the match happens, and then Elias causes a DQ by just knocking Jeff Hardy, into the, pulled on the ropes, and Jeff Hardy falls in. It was so dumb. Why are we resuming this feud? Seriously, why are we? Jackson Ryker attacked towards, but did nothing. And then Alexa Bliss and Asuka had a match in the main event where, during a commercial break, Alexa Bliss had transformed to more of a darker version of herself. Asuka still kept fighting back, but then Alexa Bliss basically, became more powerful and would defeat Asuka clean. I know some people actually didn't like that because, of course, it's the champ losing clean to a challenger. And also the fact that Asuka came across more so scared of Alexa Bliss and everything. My thing is, though, I'll give this match a little bit of credit. Even though, of course, the booking of Asuka on the main roster has been inconsistent, this is something that, then again, another problem, too, is Asuka's supposed to be the face here, so I can get that also. But this is supposed to be a story kind of here where it's like, Alexa Bliss has become more powerful, but she's finally meeting her match, basically. Asuka kind of is with Alexa Bliss, being one of the first people. That probably would have been made more sense if Asuka, was booked better on the main roster. But the fact that she, Alexa Bliss has basically, pushed Asuka past her limits or something like that, I can kind of get behind that, but again, at the same time, it's like, well, what's this going to lead to? Alexa getting a title match? Because, again, they're doing nothing with Asuka's Raw Women's Champion. Besides her match with Lana, when was the last time Asuka actually had a legitimate match for the Raw Women's Championship? It's taking a back seat now that Charlotte Flair's back, and her and Asuka are randomly tag partners. I don't know. Again, I'm going to stop right there because I'm not wasting my brain cells anymore trying to figure out this episode of Raw. It sucked from the highlights I saw, and I didn't care. Tyler thought Raw was okay and gave it a C-. Okay. So, yep. That does it, guys. Again, I'm getting off. I'll upload my Harry Potter Let's Play. Maybe, probably AEW or NXT be more worth talking about this week. SmackDown, quite possibly, but Raw, forget it. I don't feel like saying more, guys. Slap like on the video, subscribe and comment on my channel, and follow me on Twitter at DemanderBody3. I'm checking out. Have a good night. Peace out, everybody.